Welcome back to Chili Pulse, the podcast where we talk about practical insights on all things Chili graphics. Chili Graphics is a platform, but today we also have information about the Chili Academy, and that's why we have Raph here. Hi, Raph.
Hi, Bram. Thanks for having me.
Nice to have you on the podcast.
Awesome.
We talked about the Academy, but first, before we go there, you've been with Chili Publish for a while now?
Almost a year.
Congrats.
Thanks.
You survived the first year.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy here, honestly.
Super. It's
Yeah,
great to hear.
It's really cool.
And you are the Digital Learning Manager?
Exactly.
Can you describe what is a Digital Learning Manager?
Sure. So you're involved with a lot of different things, mostly training and digital training. So making videos, promoting those videos, and trying to really get some instructional design in there to make sure that any kind of user can actually access a platform, so you can look at our applications, learn about them, get certified. A bunch of things.
Yeah.
Internally, externally, it's very diverse. So
Yeah.
it's going to be very difficult for me to summarize everything. But you basically work with everybody, and you're always trying to help. That would be it.
Yeah.
Basically.
You mentioned internally, externally. Can you focus on that? Because internally we need to educate our own staff, our own people. Externally we'll go into a bit more detail. But internally we also use the platform.
So we're also using all kinds of tools. So as you know, obviously, so Chili Graphics has been evolving exponentially and very quickly. So it's really important for all staff members to really, like every member of the team, to actually understand what's going on. Yeah. And be updated almost in real time. That's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can imagine it's a challenge for you to get the information when it's ready, but before it's getting released.
Exactly, and produce some content to make sure that most people can understand, and then you tweak it here and there just to make sure you adjust things. That's what I'm saying, almost in real time. Like,
because I guess when there's a little delay, you're the first one to feel it.
Yeah, it gets a little challenging sometimes, but eyes on the prize.
When we talk about the Chili Academy, what does that cover? What's under there?
Right, so that covers, the Academy is really two different things that are very complementary. So we have the LMS, which is basically the Academy website where you'll find courses and certifications, and also all the documentation part.
Yeah.
Different formats, but same goal, just to help anybody that wants to learn about 3D graphics and wants to use it, and just how to get where they need to be as fast as possible. That's basically it.
And when we, from a high level perspective, why do we make the Academy? Why do we do it, and who is it for?
It's actually for everyone. That's everyone, no experience required. And I know it covers a lot, so we can get into a little bit more details here. So let's start at the beginning. If you don't know what Chili Graphics is and you want to learn about it, you don't have a subscription or anything, you can actually get on the Academy, look at the documentation and learn about it. If you're a template designer, that's actually really going to help you, because you're going to get from A to B as fast as possible. So it covers workflows, different sections, features, different designs as well, and applications. If you are a developer and you want to integrate Chili, you can get on there, find links to courses on GitHub. If you're an end user as well, and you're kind of wondering, what's behind the scenes, and you want to take a sneak peek, you can actually get in there. And who knows, maybe you'll turn out to be a template designer later. So it's always a good idea to have it. Yeah. And also, if you're a partner, any kind of partner really, and you wanna figure out what this whole thing is about, go on the Academy and check it out. That's that's basically it.
Maybe let's zoom in on a few of these. But
Sure.
Before we go there, we talked about the why. Why should I, of course, being trained, being informed, any other reasons why I need to be on the Academy?
If you want to get somewhere quickly, that's really the best way to do it. So if you look at the formats that we use, so as I mentioned, there's videos and there's documentation, so it's two different things. So on average, there's different studies, so take it with a grain of salt, but on average, 80% of people would rather learn something by watching a video rather than reading something or listening to something. So if you want to get started, the best way to do it, to really understand our applications from a high level, but also like, you know, look at the specifics as well. Videos are really a really great format. So within like, let's say 35 to 45 minutes, you can cover an entire application, entire workflow and get going. If, you know, you've been through those courses and then you want to do a quick lookup, I'd really suggest going into documentation. That's what usually people do. So you've been through the course, you're using it, and then you're wondering, oh, where should I click again? What's the procedure? What kind of actions should I take? Go on the documentation, quick lookup, and problem solved. That's really it.
So one purpose is to educate yourself. Any other reasons why people?
Well, you can also get certified. So we have 3 certifications available: the 3D Graphics Platform for Administrator, Graphics Studio, and Graphics Publisher Associate Template Designer. So level 1. So there's also certifications. There's different reasons why people will get certified. So the most basic one, let's say you're a manager, you have different team members. You want to make sure that they reach a certain level of understanding, certain skills. You can ask them to get certified. 20 questions, multiple choice. Links to document. It's open book. It's very realistic. We want it to stay very pragmatic on this one. Another one, if you find it a little intimidating, you're not too sure that you've reached a certain level, you can get certified as well. So it's like a knowledge check, you know. So that's also a good one. And if you want to get certified and get recognized, you can also go on social media, i.e. LinkedIn, and share it. So, and I think that should be rewarded because it's actually important.
That's a good idea. So people could brag about it on their social networks.
Yeah, it's vanity likes, but also like, you know, you've put in the effort. So I think it's worth rewarding with likes and comments, basically.
That's a good idea. We should reward these people. So we'll find them. Good idea. Let's zoom in a bit on the different roles on people using the academy.
Sure.
You mentioned, I think the most obvious one is a template designer. What's in it for them?
So when you start with a new application, there's even though you may have had experience with other similar applications, it's always every application is very different. They have their own zoning, their own UI. So it's important to be able to get started quickly. So if you're a template designer, if you're into graphic design as well or video editing, it's pretty much always the same thing. You start the application, you start a new project, you look at your document size, then you want to add objects to it and then figure out what you can do with those objects. And the video format of those courses, they really give you, they pack a punch basically. So you can learn a lot of different things very quickly. And we chose video as well because we want to keep people engaged. We want to make sure that those videos are short. There's a bunch of animations. There's zoom in and blow out so you can actually see those little buttons. There's a script. There's also English subtitles for people whose native language is not English. So it's really, hey, you want to get started with 3D graphics? Go on there and you can check out our courses. And get from A to B quickly and as effortlessly as possible. So everybody's different, but we try to make it very simple and accessible to everyone. And if you don't have experience with template design, it's okay. We got you. Don't worry. Just come to the academy and you can learn about it. That's basically it.
Another role we mentioned is the integrators, because our platform and tools are made to be integrated in other tools as well. Do those people also have to find something on the?
So it's always a good idea, in my view, anyways. And I've been talking to people, and they agree as well. Most people agree that if you're a developer, it's nice to figure out what the application is about on the other side of the fence. So if you're a template designer, just to know what those people are actually going to be doing with it. But we also have a fairly large team of very skilled developers here. And so they really prepared like a very comprehensive course on GitHub to make sure that any integrator, even people who are not really familiar with our applications, they can actually get on there, follow along, and be able to integrate as fast as possible as well.
And what I heard is indeed that developers prefer to read or
just
have like the documentation next to them and
let's go there. So techies, as they call themselves, really like. They're like, give me the link, let me follow along, I'll get it done.
At my own pace.
That's why the GitHub format, exactly.
We mentioned partners. What's on there for them?
Well, so we have different kinds of partners. So basically, if you've integrated Chili onto your system, there's a lot of different ways you might be able to use the Academy. So you can get inspiration to create your own material to cater to your end users. If you're getting started with Chili as well, you can get on there, understand what it is before you integrate it, so understand the capabilities. And it's really, we have so many different kinds of partners and different roles within it. It's everybody's going to have something in there that they can use to actually improve on the daily. That's basically what it is.
And I like the inspirational part, because you can always learn from seeing somebody else doing it in a different way that might be interesting for them.
Absolutely.
We also talked about end users, but I think that's maybe the least.
Yeah, so because end users, they really consume the application, like the user workspace. So they're usually not involved with template design, but they can also check it out to figure out, hey, how was this made? And that's always a good one. And we've had a couple instances where people actually went into template design when they actually started with the user workspace. So it's always it's still inspirational. I mean, it happens.
They were interested in how is this built, and let's make a career out of this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they have feedback because they see the user workspace, because they're the ones using it. They could be like, well, maybe I would like the user workspace to look a little bit different. Yeah. So oftentimes they're in touch with template designers. So it's actually a good one.
In the beginning, we shortly touched on the research you have to do, and you have to wait until it's done. Can you walk us through the process, how you grab the information and then process it into a video and before you publish it?
Sure. So it's layers. So something you need to know about me, I have a very, very, very short attention span. Very short.
Well, this is already a long podcast.
It's scary short. So I use a lot of different software myself, and so I learn a lot, from different platforms. And the one thing that I like is just to be able to watch a short video that's to the point. So I just wanna be able to look at a title, click on it, know that's exactly the feature that I'm looking for. Watch something for about a minute and a half tops, because it's video, so it's pretty intense. Yeah. And I want visuals, so I want to see. And it's me, but I like designing things, so I want to have a little bit of music in the background that keeps me awake. I want it to be scripted, so I don't have those stuttering or hesitations in the voice. I like subtitles as well, because you never know. I just like to be able to cover one thing and then go on to the next. And I need to be able to rewind or find that little piece of information within that video. So if the video is too long, it's going to make it very difficult for me to find it. That's why we keep things very short. You can get back to it and check it out.
And I asked the question because I know, of course, because before you can show to other people how to do it, you also need to make the template yourself.
Yeah.
To get yourself trained and to be able to explain it in a decent way.
Big time. So so there's a lot of research that goes into this, a lot of cooperation with members of the team, right? To learn it, to understand it, and then to make it as simple and accessible as possible. And that's really important. I mean, if we can shorten that learning curve as much as possible for anything, segment it, just to give everybody a shot, to make sure that anyone can actually access education. That's basically it. I think it's a very noble cause. So
we talked about the documentation, which is the static written information. We talked about the training videos. You also mentioned certification.
Yeah.
So people can get certified on a few levels.
Yeah, so right now we'll have 3 levels total. Right now we have the first one covered. So is the associate template designer level, so associate level. So we have this for graphics studio and graphics publisher. We also have a Chili Graphics platform course, which is basically your onboarding course to Chili Graphics. So you'll see an overview of the applications, user roles, resources as well. Help and resources. And what you can do, you can take an exam. So the way we design an exam is very realistic. We want to be pragmatic. We're not testing your memory. We're not trying to make it harder than it's supposed to be. It's a it's a professional exam. So it's open book, meaning like you can use different resources. So either the applications or the documentation or even videos from the academy or YouTube channel to actually figure out what the answers are. It's unlimited tries, obviously, because in the real world you have unlimited tries. You're trying to figure things out, and they're just fair questions. Did you understand this concept? And it's multiple choice. You don't have to write an essay or anything like that. We're trying to give you hints on what to do to make sure you have a basis for moving forward. That's basically it.
I did a few of these, and you also need to have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the multiple choice are with some answers are very obvious.
Yeah, I know. But it's part of it. That's part of it.
It keeps a smile on your face while
That's
you're.
it. Some are a little more difficult, but yeah, some of them are they're fair.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, they're fair.
So what's next on the list? What is your next big challenge? If you look at the academy, what is the next step?
So we have a long list of courses that we wanna basically produce.
Yeah.
So we have more levels. So we're working on the graphics studio and graphics publisher professional template designer courses.
Yeah.
That's really important. We need to update every time there's new features as well. So we're updating current courses, and we want to produce a lot of different series on template design and on how to use our applications to cover different use cases. It's really important, and we have very exciting applications actually, and very, very exciting developments. So if you look at Graphic Studio, we are covering digital now. We're covering animations, and there's a lot of things that we can do with it. Yeah. If you look, cross-network, different types of scenes for animations and stuff like that. So we're actually very excited to be designing all this to empower our users. That's basically it.
And let's not forget Genie, Graphic Genie.
Let's not forget, we could, absolutely, yeah.
I think that could be a podcast session on itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Actions, JavaScript, Genie, and trying to make it accessible as well for non-coders. And that's challenge accepted. That's basically,
Super. Well, it was very insightful. I want to thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
And it was a pleasure. And also thank you, listeners, viewers, podcast listeners. I hope to see you in the next episode.